Okay, welcome everyone to the third night of our live meditations together. I've been receiving really sweet comments from the people who have been meditating the past 2 nights with us. Some said they couldn't make it live, but they meditated later. So I know that these sessions have been touching people in different corners of the world right now, and that feels really special to me. So thank you for being here. And as we give everyone else a minute to get here, just like we've been doing before, we will do a one-word check-in. So I'll invite you to connect with those people who are live right now. You can just type and in the chat window below, just saying how you're feeling, how you're doing in this moment with one word. So you could be happy, you could be stressed, maybe you're tired after this day. So just sharing in one word how you're doing. And the practice we will do tonight is going to be about finding expansiveness. So as of last night here in Paris, France, we are expected to stay at home, and there has been a lot of feelings or thoughts around the world about home confinement in general. And I would like us to explore a little bit how space is basically a relative concept. I left my 9-to-5 job about 18 months ago, and these past 18 months I have been working from home. For the larger portion of that, I have been working from home with my partner, and we have a rather small apartment in Paris. And I have kind of seen how my space, my home, really went through a few transformations in my eyes. Even though the space did not physically change, it was turning into an office sometimes. Right now, as we are recording this live, it really looks like a little studio. So the spaces we live in can really transform if we can have this attitude of looking at them with new eyes. And also what can happen is we can find that we have so much more space inside us than we think. So in this meditation tonight, we will try and explore that a little bit. The traditional example that is always given is that if you put a spoon of salt in a cup of water, it will be a really salty cup of water. And if you put a spoon of salt in a lake, it will not be salty. It will really not do anything to the lake. So the experiences we live may stay the same, and if we can manage to enlarge the container, if we can hold those experiences in more space, we can feel a bit more relaxed, a bit more calm about what's happening. So when you are ready, I will invite you to find a posture in which you feel awake and relaxed. So this can be a sitting posture where you're sitting in a way that is supporting your body to stay awake, because it's common that when we meditate, we might fall asleep. And also sitting in a way that feels comfortable. So you will be at ease. And if you're standing, you can just stand upright, kind of your body and your arms on your sides falling from this really tall spine. And then when you are ready, you can close your eyes or lower your gaze as we begin this meditation tonight, which will take about 10 to 15 minutes. And we will begin here with taking a few deep breaths. So just really slowing down and deepening the breathing, maybe counting up to 5 when you inhale, and counting up to 5 when you exhale. And repeating this a few more times. And each time you inhale, inhaling fully. And each time you exhale, really releasing any tension that is not needed. Letting go in the shoulders, letting go in the face, in the hands. These muscles that we contract a lot. So inviting in a sense of relaxation to the body. And then you might let go of the control of the breath and let the body come back to its natural rhythm of breathing. And if you are a more experienced meditator, you can just find your anchor of choice and begin to collect the attention on your anchor. We will be collecting the attention and finding some stillness in this way for a few minutes here. And if you are new to this practice, you might just find a place in your body, such as your nostrils or your chest or belly, where you can observe the natural rhythm of the breathing. And if breath does not feel comfortable for you as a place of collecting the attention, you can also bring the attention to sounds or the body as a whole. So we're going to anchor ourselves in the present moment. And the practice is each time the attention goes elsewhere. For example, you can begin to think about something, or an emotion might come up. The practice is to simply come back to the anchor, to the breath. Kind of as if you're training a puppy. So doing this without judging yourself or getting mad at yourself for every time the attention goes elsewhere. And as you anchor yourself like this, you might notice yourself sitting or standing here in this body. In this body that is alive, with this constant flux of different experiences. And you might notice how in these few minutes where we are sitting or practicing together, there is nothing to do or nowhere else to be, aside from this gentle, inconsistent effort of keeping the attention on the anchor. And each time the attention goes elsewhere, simply coming back. And you can also notice what's present for you in these moments. There might be thoughts, there might be emotions. Collectively and globally in the world right now, there is a lot of stress, anxiety, uncertainty, change, worry. And then there are the normal day-to-day activities that we still try to engage in. And you might also have a lot of pleasant thoughts or emotions. You might be feeling calm and happy, grateful, present, connected. So simply allowing this moment to be as it is. And having a kind heart towards the difficult experiences. So just like we did yesterday, maybe a hand on your heart and saying to yourself, I'm here. This is difficult, I know. It will pass, or I care about you. Whatever it is that you'd like to tell yourself in these moments. And now from here, we're going to begin to expand our awareness. So you might first imagine that your mind, which we typically think to be inside our heads or inside our bodies, it is now as big as the room you are in. With all the people or the objects inside the room, as well as your own personal thoughts, emotions, sensations. So everything kind of existing and floating in this mind that is as big as the room. And you might begin to perceive the space in between these things, or how they change, how they move. And then from here, you might expand your awareness even further and imagine that your mind, your heart, your body is as big as the sky. So imagining that you are this vast, spacious sky above the earth with all kinds of clouds, birds, weather systems, and then everything that falls underneath that sky. All the people, all the experiences, all the animals, all the plants. So really exploring this sense of making the container much larger. And then imagining your own thoughts, emotions, sensations in this vast space as well. So imagining that these internal experiences are held in this larger space. Again, maybe they're floating, or they have some shape and form that is changing or stable. And if new things come up, just saying to yourself, okay, this too, this experience too. And then including that experience in that vast space that is the sky. Letting everything belong to this mind of yours that is vast and endless. And from here you might explore how everything comes and goes. Rain comes and goes, sunny weather comes and goes. The clouds in the sky, they come and go. As well as your own thoughts and emotions, they arise and they pass. And so exploring the possibility of really sensing yourself as the sky and not as the clouds. Sensing yourself as the sky and not so much as these thoughts and emotions you might have in this moment. We spend so much of our time doing things. So this is really an exploration of simply being, simply existing in a big space of non-doing, just observing how things are changing, and having really a peaceful heart in the middle of all of that. And there can be a sense of resting here. This can feel really restful, so you can bring a part of your attention to your body and just notice the felt sense of this in the body. Maybe relaxing the body a little bit more, letting go a little bit more. And as you rest here in the final moments of this practice tonight, I would like to read you a poem called Pandemic by Lynn Ungar. So she says, what if you thought of it as the Jews consider the Sabbath, the most sacred of times? Cease from travel, cease from buying and selling. Give up, just for now, on trying to make the world different than it is. Sing, pray, touch only those to whom you commit your life. Center down. And when your body has become still, reach out with your heart. Know that we are connected in ways that are terrifying and beautiful. You could hardly deny it now. Know that our lives are in one another's hands. Surely that has come clear. Do not reach out your hands. Reach out your heart. Reach out your words. Reach out all the tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch. Promise this world your love, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health. So long live. So that concludes our meditation for tonight. Thank you all so much for being here, for practicing. As a way of ending our session together, our time together, I would like you again to consider if you would like to share with everyone how you're feeling in this moment. Your one word, check out. So it doesn't matter what your word is or how you're feeling. Sometimes we go through meditations and we still feel stressed or sad, and sometimes meditation can bring up other difficult emotions. So we're not looking to feel a certain way. It's just a moment for us to connect with each other and to just share how we are doing. Thank you all so much, and see you tomorrow at the same time, 7:30 p.m. Paris time, for another practice together. Take care. Be well.